Hey, it's James Lynch, back with another review video, and on today's video, I'm going to be reviewing this thing, the Brick app. This is a device that when you tap it on your phone, it will disable all those apps that you don't want bothering you during the workday. And if you're someone like myself, and I know a lot of you out there do work from home, I also get distracted very easily. So one of the nice things about this Brick app that really intrigued me was, can I find a way to not get distracted as much during work hours? And you know what I'm talking about, some of those Instagram notifications, those Twitter DMs you're getting, those are things that you don't necessarily need to get to right now. The reason this is a little bit more intriguing than some of those apps you could just download and do the same thing is that you actually have to physically touch this device to get it off. Whereas if you just have an app, a lot of people, the temptation would just be go on the app, turn it off. This, you actually have to tap on it. So that's sort of the appeal there. So before we get into today's video, I just wanted to mention that I have not had any contact with Brick. They did not pay me to do this review. A lot of the reviews you see here on this channel are actual reviews of products that I use on a regular basis and I like. And so don't feel like there's any sort of bias in this video. I'm just giving you my honest opinion after using this Brick for 1 month. And here is how you use it. All right, so if we look over here on my S25, I've got the Brick app as my top app on here. So basically what I do is I go in and click the Brick button. Then I'm gonna go down here to Brick device. And then once I do that, my phone is gonna say ready to scan. And you just have to tap the Brick device, just like you would if you're using your credit card and tapping that to get the payment going through. And there you go, my phone is now bricked and it keeps track of how long you have bricked the phone for. And this will block all the apps you choose it to block. And if you want to disable the app, click Unbrick Device, tap that app again, and you're back in business. I should also mention I'm using an S25, but this also works for iOS as well if you have an iPhone, so just wanted to mention that. So the nice thing about the Brick app is you can just go in here and click which apps you want to get blocked. I just have this set as my default. I don't have different profiles on here. And if you go into edit, it's going to show you all the apps that you have on your phone. So it says which ones you're allowed, which ones you're not, the apps selected, and it goes through all the apps on your phone that you want to have blocked and not get notifications from. So this is very customizable. It's very easy to use. Yeah, you can just save mode, delete mode, very easy to use, like I said, and customize everything. You can schedule when you would like to brick your phone. You just have to create a schedule here and you can go in here and name it different things. You can make a bunch of different modes. So let's say you want to use it just for work, or you want to use it when you're out for dinner or you're with your family. You can actually schedule in here however you want different profiles, which is cool. Now, if we go back and we go into activity, it shows all the activity I've had over the last couple of days. It keeps track of everything. And it also sends you an email and a weekly report of how long you've been bricking your phone for. If we go over into settings, they do have a strict mode, which automatically disables all the things that you have in there. And it's also got some information as to why you want to brick your phone, a couple articles on just, how we get distracted and everything else. So it's a very good resource. Also has the private policy and all that, worried about people taking your data or anything like that. So there's a lot of good resources here. But like I said, the big one here is if you just click on the main screen, this is where you can go in and actually start blocking apps. So for me personally, I just have, Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook Messenger, Facebook, all blocked, Twitter, DMs too. The only thing I keep on is my texts and calls. So let me talk about some of the things I really like about this Brick app. First and foremost, it is very easy to use. Like I showed you there in the tutorial, you just select your apps. You can pick what you want to disable, what you don't want to disable. And I know some of you out there are thinking, I don't want all my apps blocked because I sometimes need to use these apps for work. What I found works well is I'm not getting the notifications on my phone. And if I need to go send a message to someone on Twitter via DM or Instagram or use Facebook Messenger, I just go on my PC to do that. But the whole idea is I'm not going to get that notification popping up if I'm doing something else. I can actually sit and focus on the task. And like I was telling you guys, I am someone who has ADD. I get very distracted. This app works wonders and it's very useful in my productivity. And I definitely have seen an uptick in productivity in some of the stuff I've done. I'm not, wasting time getting to things that I don't need to get to at that moment. So it certainly does that as advertised, like it says here on the website. I should also mention that some of the apps I do keep going. Obviously, I still get my phone calls and my texts because those I do need for work and I don't mind getting those. This is just everything else that I get, whether it's DMs or notifications on those other apps that I don't necessarily need to get to right away. Another thing I'll mention too that this is great for, and I think we're all guilty of this, parents, how many of you are hanging out with your kids and you get distracted and you're looking on your phone? This prevents that from happening. I do try and use this when I want to spend time with my kids and not worry about what's going on in the social media world. It's a very good app for that as well, if you're someone that does find yourself looking at your phone while you are with your kids. Another big pro to this device is that you don't need to pay for a subscription. I've seen similar apps and devices that are out there where you have to pay like a yearly fee. This is just a one-time purchase, and then you've got access to the app forever, and it will continue to work with your phone going forward. And it's, again, something very easy to use. Like I said, you just tap it, it blocks all your apps, and then when you're done work for the day, you can tap it and unbrick that device and get to those notifications that you probably didn't need to get to right away. Now, let's talk about some of the things I don't like or some cons of this device. And this could be a deal breaker for a lot of people, but this brick is a little bit expensive. So if you look right now on their website, they have it for about $85. I think mine with a 10% discount came out to around $95 Canadian. So this could be a bit cheaper today just because I am recording this kind of in the Black Friday mix. So that could be a possibility, but I think you do get your money back from it. If I think of all the times that I was not getting distracted and I was doing work and I was creating more content or doing more work, because I do work for myself sort of on a content basis, I've definitely made my money back, I think, in terms of the productivity I've got from this device. So for me, I do think it's worth it. And like I mentioned before, you don't need to have a subscription with this, so it's just a one-time fee. To me, if it's something that's going to work and does the job for me, I don't mind paying that little bit more there, but that is a drawback. And I know they have other apps out there or other devices out there that are a little bit cheaper, but this one, from all my research, did get the best reviews. And like I said, I've had no issues with it. It came in a timely manner. And like I said, this is something I use every single day when it comes to getting work done. Now, one other con about this device that I do have a bit of a gripe with, and this has happened to me before, is if you don't have this device, you can't unbrick your phone. And sometimes what's happened is I forgot to unbrick my phone, and let's say I'm going to pick up my kids from school or I leave for an appointment. I can't get access to some of the apps that I would like having when I'm out and about, and there's no way to unbrick your phone without this physical device. So I kind of wish there was a way that you could bypass it, just maybe make it a bit harder, give it like some sort of crazy password or some sort of crazy process to unbrick your device. But as much as it's good to have a physical device to, sort of eliminate that temptation of, going in and unbricking your phone, it's also not good if you don't have access to this thing either. Like, I could only imagine if you're going out for a couple hours and you forgot to unbrick your phone, it would be really tough if you wanted to get access to some of those apps that you need. That is one little drawback there. It'd be good if they had sort of like an escape plan if you're out and about and forgot to unbrick your phone. So there you have it. That is pretty much everything you need to know about this brick device. This is something, like I mentioned, I used every single week when it comes to getting work done. I do find it very effective, and I do notice that I'm not looking at my phone as much or getting distracted. I'm getting more work done, which is great. I also like using it when I'm around my kids, because there are times when it's like, look, I should be spending time with my kids and not worried about what's going on my phone. So I can definitely say this is worth the price of what you're getting. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. Do you own one of these? Do you have any questions? Let me know in the comments. Would love to hear from you. Follow me on Twitter, TikTok, Instagram at Lynch on Sports, and make sure you subscribe to the Lynch on Life channel, where I'm trying to do reviews as often as I can about products that I use on a regular basis. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Really appreciate you tuning in.